Hi OUAC, how are you all doing today? This is my awkward attempt at a shoutout video because everyone else is doing shoutout videos and so that got mainstream, so then this had to happen. So here we go. I'm just gonna go down the character index because I don't feel like doing any other weird type of format. So let's start with Beckett. So Beckett, you are my best friend, and we have so many memories together that I could probably just sit here and rattle them off for like the next couple of decades and just like talk about them and how much fun they've been and just like list all our inside jokes and like all the things we mutually hate and like just everything that is awesome about our relationship. That it's just great. I've like known you since like how the fuck old were we? Like 7? So yeah, that's awesome. You're so funny. I think your sense of humor is like you should totally be a comedian if you don't succeed in environment or whatever field you're looking at going into, because the stories you tell and the way you tell stories is just like so funny. Just everything you say is funny. I am so envious. Also, as Danny said, you created OUAC and you got me into role playing, and I don't know what my life would be like if you hadn't done that. And I actually think about that all the time. Like, what would my life be like if Beckett just didn't exist and hadn't made OUAC? Like, what would I be doing on all my weekday summer nights? Like, what would my life be? I always wonder that. But luckily, that doesn't really matter because you do exist and you did make OUAC, and that makes me so happy. So, kudos. Danny, you make all the lists, and they're the best lists ever, and you make them all the time for everything, and they just like make OUAC awesome and organized. And you are so much more organized than I could ever hope to be, because if you've ever seen the lists that I make in staff chat, they basically don't make any sense. So I'm glad that we have you around to do things that need to make sense, like the character index. You like do so much. You like accept apps, and you just like you do the people of the week pictures, and you're just like all over the fucking place. I don't know what OUAC would be without you. Speaking of which, when you leave for Florida, like we are gonna miss you so much. I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do without you, but hope we will be anxiously awaiting your return to us. Let me fix my. Sorry. I am like so jealous that you get to do the Disney College program. Like just going to be down there and getting to work in a store there and getting a free apartment and just like getting to be there, getting free passes and getting to be there all the time. Like you have no idea how jealous I am of you, and I'm gonna be jealous of you like every single day. I'm probably gonna be sitting in my classroom at school, thinking like, I wonder how much fun Danny is having in Disney World right now. Like I wonder who she is selling Mickey Mouse gear to. So that's food for thought there. Amy, you have a beautiful singing voice. Like that video that you made, not that video, that recording that you made of Happy Birthday for Beckett, like literally blew my mind. That was the best fucking Happy Birthday I've ever heard, and that includes like the Beatles. That includes like every rap. Like that was an amazing fucking Happy Birthday. Like it literally, I'm pretty sure that would top the charts if you made that into a viral YouTube video or whatever. And you're so pretty. Like all your Facebook pictures are just like, why can't we all be that pretty? And you're just like that girl who just is so pretty without even having to try. It's just ridiculous. You're so funny. Everything you say in the C-Box is really clever. You're such a good writer. I'm like in love with all of your What the fuck? I'm like in love with all of your characters, even the ones that you like don't have anymore. I'm just in love with them. I think they're fantastic. Um, Christopher and Cassidy just like are so awesome. Even though Seth doesn't fucking go in the C-Box ever, and I like don't know who he is, I think Christopher and Cassidy is like a really awesome plot, and I really enjoy their threads because they're so well written and they're so well plotted, and it's just great. Alice, you're my one true love. I don't give a shit what fucking Biz says. You and I are meant to be. Don't listen to that hater. You and I forever. Allie, so even though you're a newbie, I'm like your writing is so good, and I'm so excited that you're gonna be joining us because like you are so valuable. You're like such a valuable. How do I word this? You're just so awesome. Your writing is so good. Your character is awesome. Just the way that you portray him is like really unique and a really unique take on that character. I love that you made the character that our site has been needing instead of like making a totally random, irrelevant character like a lot of newbies do. You actually like made a character that we all need, and therefore you have plot and we have plot and everyone's happy, and so that's basically awesome. Like you have no idea how happy I get when I see that a newbie has good writing, and like I'm so thank you for having good writing and being awesome. Angela, you have been on OUAC like since the beginning of OUAC. You've been here like longer than I have. So that's awesome. That's awesome that you stuck with us, yo. You have a beautiful, beautiful singing voice, and I'm really, really jealous. I wish I could sing like you, because just like every song you've ever like posted in the C box that I've listened to, I'm just like, is that really her, or is that like a fucking professional recording by a professional Broadway singer that she just stole? Like honestly, you are so good. Never stop singing. Tutoria and Melodac threads are like so awesome, both to write in and just to read. Like I honestly go back and read those threads for entertainment when I'm bored because like they're just so funny. The way we play off each other I think is so awesome, and it's just really fun to roleplay with you because I know that like Victoria and Melody will find some way to be awesome even if my posts just suck. Like you always compensate for that, and that's awesome. I have a lot of fun critiquing your writing because you have really good ideas, and I'm really glad that I get to be part of like helping you put those ideas out there. And like the fact that you want to be a writer, and the fact that you like work so hard to achieve that goal, like I'm really really impressed by your ambition and your drive and just like your motivation that you have to get to this, because like it's really really hard to be a writer, and like a lot of people just see how competitive that field is and are just like, oh no, fuck that, I'm just gonna work at McDonald's. But you like really really go at it, and I'm like I really admire that, and I think that's something everyone should strive for, and the world would be a much better place if everyone had the drive that you have. So that's awesome, and we will miss you on OUAC when you leave for college, so don't forget about us because we'll still be here when you're down in fucking Savannah, which is awesome, and you're gonna have a great time because Savannah's awesome. Biz, fucking hate you, Biz. Just kidding. Ever since we first started talking, like something just clicked, and it did not take more than like 20 minutes for us to discover, I'd say, that we have literally everything in common. Like not even just like we have not even like every single interest and every single activity that we do, but just like the way that we see the world and the way that we like talk about things and express things, I think is like so cool. Like we'll talk on AIM for like 3 or 4 hours, and then I'll have to go to bed, but I'll still have like so much more to say to you. I feel like I could just talk to you forever. Like it would never end. We'd never run out of things to talk about. You're just awesome. You're so smart. You're such a good writer. I love your sense of humor and like your use of sarcasm, and how we hate a lot of the same things in people and have bonded over our mutual hatred of lots of retarded shit. And just all our inside jokes and catchphrases and just like all the different words that we use and so many memories associated with those. Like that's just don't stop being awesome. Be awesome forever. And I mean, like there is so much more I could say about you, but like none of it would be news to you, I'm sure. And in the interest of not making this video 10 hours long, I will stop there. I'm like so happy that you're in my life. Cheers, mate. Oh, 1 second. Focus. Intermission time. Okay. Erica. Let me reorient. Erica, you are like so nice, and you're always there on Yahoo if anyone needs someone to talk to, and just the way you've reached out, like ever since you've been on our site, the way you've always been willing to talk and have awesome conversations, just like is so impressive to me. And you have like the patience you have with people. I just wish I had that. Yeah, you're just so much fun to talk to. Sorely is so cute, and I always look forward to being able to post in their threads because they're just like so perfect, and they're such a great couple with such this awesome dynamic that like you don't find in other couples. So yeah, they're just perfect, and I love that you make them on Sims because that's just like that's dedication, man. That's legit. That is legit devotion to a couple. That is awesome. And I mean, you give great advice. You're like a mentor to all of us little kiddies on OUAC, and I think like that's awesome. I think we all really appreciate that. Just like your life advice and your experience, just solid. On that like Donkey Kong. Hedgie, you're like so funny. Just everything you say in the C box just like makes me want to clench my heart and never let go of it before it explodes. That was a really weird metaphor. I'm sorry that I used that. But you're just awesome, and all your characters are like so cute and funny and creative, and they're all so different. Like you have like 40 of them. I don't even know how many you have right now, but I mean, you figure like if someone has 13 characters or whatever, like surely like 2 of them must be pretty similar, but they're all just so different. I can't find like any 2 that are at all the same, because you just like your mind just like comes up with all these different people, and it's crazy. I love reading threads with you in them because I know they'll just make me happy, and they'll just like make my heart warm, and they'll just make my life even that much more awesome because your awesomeness will be disseminated to me, and that's great. I'm really, really glad your mom didn't make you get off OUAC when she found OUAC, because I honestly don't know what our site would do without you. I think if you had to leave OUAC, we'd probably just implode and like would not exist anymore. Because you're our little hedgehog, and we all love you. So hopefully you will always stay that way, because lots of people don't, but I'm sure you will. So, solid, bro. Jackie, you are so sweet and lovable and pretty, and I honestly will admit to the fact that I stalk your Facebook pictures because I just like to watch your life unfold, and I like to watch you grow up and become from a beautiful girl to a beautiful woman, and I sounded like a pedophile there, but I'm not, I promise. I have no interest in raping you. Um, you're just really sweet and lovable. All the stories you tell in the C box are hilarious. Like whenever you come into the C box, I like get so happy. I'm like a little kid on Christmas when you come into the C box, because I just know you're gonna brighten the conversation, and you're gonna tell some story or like relay some anecdote that is just gonna be so funny and so awesome, and it's gonna make my heart explode. I love Logan. He's the best. That's also that thing you posted on Tumblr that I reblogged and like 17 people liked. I think that just exemplified perfectly like how we all feel about this site and this family that we're a part of. And like, I'm so happy that you posted that, and so happy that you like think that highly of all of us, because I know we all think that highly of you. So it's just, you have a beautiful relationship with the site, and I'm so glad that like we've been able to give that to you, and that you've been able to give that to us as well. Kit. So you're another one who's been on longer than I have, since the beginning, and I'd like to apologize right out for thinking you were 10, because now I know that you're my age, so I'm glad that that's been sorted out. I love your writing. It's just like, it's awesome. It's so good. You're just, the way you express yourself, the vocabulary you use, like the syntax, the sentence structure, it's just so good. I love all your characters and how different and unique they are. And one thing I love about you is that when you make characters, you pick like unique and offbeat canons. You don't just make like, I'm gonna make Minnie the Pooh, and I'm gonna make Cinderella, and I'm gonna make like Romeo and Juliet. Not that there's anything bad about those characters, but just I love the fact that you pick like sort of weird canons, like you pick Cobweb from Midsummer Night's Dream, or you pick like Madame Curie, or I don't know how to pronounce that, or you pick like Owl, or just sort of the weird reject characters, but then you just make them super awesome and fun regardless. And so it like, I think it just shows like how creative you are and how willing you are to like take risks and try new things and just like really stretch yourself in role playing. I think that's awesome. Tuvember is so great, and I love them, and I think they're going to be awesome, and I really, really apologize for not posting in that thread for like 7 years, but I swear I will. I swear, don't kill me. Don't ship her with someone else. I swear that will happen. I love your cute late night texts about choir camp and watching Robin Hood and just like all those happy goodness things that you text to me. I love those. They brighten my day, even though I sometimes have to tell you to stop so I can go to bed. I know that I still really appreciate them. I really do. Molly, you are a really awesome staff member, and I know I can always rely on you to get things done. You're not afraid to separate role from self, like when you are adminning, and that's one thing I like really love about you. And like, I honestly envy that in you, because that's something I'm really, really bad at. Like, you're not afraid to like not bitch someone out, but you know, like talk harshly to someone if they need to be talked harshly to, and you're not afraid to give someone an ultimatum, like you need to do this or your character is gonna get dropped. I'm always awful at that because my conscience is like, oh, you have to be nice to this person, but you just are like really willing to get your hands dirty and do all that, and I'm so grateful that we have someone like you. Your writing is just fantastic. It's usually humorous, Your characters are amazing. Shusher's Man is probably one of my favorite threads that I've ever been a part of. Just the way those two characters interact and the way that like the dynamic between them and their dialogue's just unreal. I love it. Animaxis is probably my favorite couple I've ever been a part of, because even though they don't exist anymore, I'd like to pretend that they do in my mind. I miss them like no other. They just like they gave my life meaning. They were great. Another thing I love about you is that you can basically come up with plots for like anything and everything right on the spot. Like if I just throw two characters at you and I'm like plot, you'll just like spit back this novel about like everything that's gonna happen with them, and it'll be like this big in-depth story. And it's like I don't know anyone else who can do that. Just like plot on cue and come up with these big sagas on cue. It's like you're the ultimate storyteller. It's great. I wish I had that ability. How long is this giving? Sorry, those hairs are being weird. Mugs. Mugs, you are so funny and nice and sweet, and just your names in the C box are the funniest and most creative names I've ever seen on any site ever. Like, once I was on AIM, and I was just chilling on AIM, and then Noah messaged me, and she's like, Monica, someone named Mama Mexico is asking for you in the C box. And I sat there for like 10 minutes. I'm like, who the fuck is Mama Mexico? And then I'm like, oh, that's Mugs. Because, like, your names, they're great. All your characters are so funny. Gear Rose, and this goes for Molly too. Gear Rose is literally my favorite thing in the whole world. Theo and I were talking the other day about just how realistic that couple is. Like, there are so many couples that are like, oh, this is OTP. Like, they meet in high school, they never have a fight, they're gonna get married and take each other to the ball and shit. But Gear Rose is not. Like, Gear Rose is a real couple. Like, that's how two real people would be if they said, let's try this relationship. Like, that, it's a douse of cold water to OUAC, and I think it's amazing. And I think how in-depth the plot was, how Guillermo was top poster by far, I think that would be the envy of like most members of most roleplay sites. And I wish I could give Guillermo Mail of the Week for like every week of last year, but that wouldn't really be fair to the other members. But no, I would. If I could, I would. Noah, you are just so great. I don't know where to begin. You were basically my backbone last year. Like, you were always there and willing to listen and give advice. And you have no idea how grateful I am and how much that meant to me. That was fantastic of you. I love our little sessions as private detectives. Can I just take a moment to comment on how awesome we are at being private detectives? Like, we are so awesome at being private detectives. We are the private detectives of the century. We are so pro. That also applies to scramble with friends and draw something. We are awesome at that too. Also, we literally have the best ships in the world. Like, Zarly, Dandria, Colvin, like, just, all our plots make me so happy. And I wish I could post them more, but I will, I promise, I will. Ollie. The speed, oh god, Ollie, the speed with which you post and the quantity of your posts, just, I'm so jealous of that. I don't know how you do it without making them suck. Like, I'll post in your thread and you'll literally reply like 5 minutes later, and I'm like, how the fuck did she do that? Like, that is so impressive. I think most people would envy you for that. All your characters are so different, like, the dynamic is so real. I just want to be BFFs with all of them, and, like, they make me happy and they give me hope for humanity, and I wish they all went to my school. You're also so funny in person. Like, you have this great personality, just from tiny chats with you and, hold on one sec. From tiny chats with you and, just hearing, like, the videos you make for others, just hearing you talk, you just make me laugh. Everything you say makes me laugh. Your sense of humor is unfathomably amazing. Like, when you were taking bets on how long Theo would have his characters stick around would have his characters stick around, like, I was literally dying. You're so blunt, and you express that bluntness in such a humorous way that I don't even think, oh, that's mean. I just think she's fucking hilarious. So never lose that. That's awesome. That's gonna help you in life. Scout, your writing is so good. I love your dialogue, especially for, like, I'm really impressed with your dialogue always, and how you weave, like, so much implication into everything all your characters say. That's awesome. And I just have such great conversations with you in the C-Box. Like, we always reach a consensus, and we, like, listen to each other, and we're not unreasonable about things. Like, even when we disagree on things, we always are respectful to each other, and I think that's awesome. You're also my spirit animal. And I love how we appreciate each other's troll stories, because it's nice when trolls find other trolls and find solace in other trolls' stories. That's just awesome. I love it. You're so sensible. Also, Eileen, I honestly wish everyone in the world was like you. Like, I feel like I should be just comparing you to people. Like, if someone is really stupid, I think an appropriate thought would just be, I wish this person was more like Scout, because you like epitomize everything that I think people should be, and that's awesome. Also, we have to be writing camp roomies next year. Like, that's not even a question. That must happen. Cool. Stark, you are like, you've been role playing for 13 years. Like, did I read that application correctly? And they're like I read that, I see that figure, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm a fucking infant. I'm a fetus in comparison to you. Like, I'm just honored that I get to role play with you, and like because you have been doing it for so much longer than I have. Um, your passion for My Chemical Romance is just awesome, and I love that. That just makes you so much more awesome. If you love My Chemical Romance, like you are top of my list automatically. That's like a power up. Um, you're super funny in person. I've only had one tiny chat with you, but that one tiny chat made me laugh a lot. So, also your writing is great. Your characters are super legit, and I mean legit in the sense of like they're real people. Like they're flawed. They're not just like, oh, fairy tale princess, head cheerleader, valedictorian, la la la. Like they're real. They have real problems. They have real flaws. They're human. Everything I read about them, I'm just like, this is a real person talking to me. Like this is not a character. This is a person. You flesh them out so much that way, and it's just like they're a dose of reality to OUAC, which I think is great, and I think like that really shows how great of a writer and a role player you are, that you manage to weave so much reality into these characters. Sully, you're super sweet, innocent, fun. I mean, that's not none of that is news to you. You're very sunny and happy. I mean, honestly, like if I see sad things on the news or like other things that depress me about the world, I know I can always just go in the C box and you will give me hope for humanity. Like if I see depressing newspaper articles about school shootings, or I talk to someone who's stupid, I can just think, well, you know what? That's okay because Sully exists, and as long as people like Sully exist, this world will be a happy place. So, thank you, Sully, for giving me hope in my life. Theo, you are so funny. Oh, also, I'm not done with Sully yet, actually. I love all your characters. They're just super fun. And I love your obsession with 1D because they're so fun and awesome, just like you. I hope you marry Niall one day, and I hope you get to all the twit cams of your dreams. Get to all the twit cams. Okay, Theo, you are so funny and sassy. I have a voice crush on you. Like your voice just like makes me want to die with happiness. And if I honestly like some of the best times of my life this summer have been just like talking to you on Tiny Chat or even on Yahoo. Like, if I could just spend the rest of my life fangirling over Zane and Ziam and talking about Damblor and how awesome they are with you for the rest of my life, I totally would. Like, that would be the best and most productive use of my time. I love your hilarious life stories. Like, just the way you tell them is absolutely fantastic. And I just love that I can bitch to you about, like, anything and everything, and I know that you won't judge me. Because you're like that sassy gay friend that everyone wants, so I'm, like, so lucky that I actually have you. And just like bitching to you relieves so much stress, and like seeing when you agree and when you like know what I'm saying, like that just you have no idea how much that means to me. That like relieves me of so much stress. So much stress, it's unreal. So you just rock, sir. And Zelda. Zelda, you are my twinster. We are twins forever. You are just so good writing and editing. Just like let me love you. You have such a good understanding of the craft of writing and just literature, and I just have so many feels about you. Don't even get me started. Um, the day I still remember that day you made Tweedle. You said you had a sudden urge to make Tweedledum, and just how my heart exploded because like literally I could not have asked for a better person to make Tweedledum. I can't like I still to this day cannot fathom how lucky I got that you made that character because I cannot think of a single other person for with whom I could have had that plot. And that plot was like epic and amazing, and it will be epic and amazing when it continues. And Pig's Day just gives me so many feels because they're like the two most perfect people. And Jello is also beautiful. Like their plot is so interesting and so like offbeat. I think it's definitely a stretch for me, like a stretch, as in like it's a challenge that I've really sort of had to step up and embrace. And I can't wait to see where that goes, because so far I think it's just been awesome. It's really helped me develop my like awareness as a writer and the way that I look at people. So I think that's great. And also, you're so sweet and adorable in person, like on Tiny Chat. Just everything you say, my heart like flutters. And I love thread reading with you, whether it's just the two of us or if it's you and Beckett or just whoever it is. I just love the way you read characters is fantastic, and the way, especially when there is singing in a post, because just like your singing voice is awesome. And just so many memories, Tiny Chat memories, and AIM memories, and we have so many good times together, and you've just brightened my life. I'm so happy that you exist. So that's it, man, that was really long.